mock drafts, free agency, and the latest Arizona Cardinals headlines. Let's get into it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh.
Murray heaves it downfield. It is caught. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins. Miraculous. It's Murray magic.
The sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Welcome to the sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Singh. And you know what? It's the off season. There's not a ton of things for us to talk about, but we can go over some of the latest headlines, some rookie, what do they call those? Mock drafts to see where experts think Cardinals might land. And we can talk about some of the free agency rumors. There's a lot of those out there too. So where should we start? Headlines? Let's start with headlines. Last weekend, the Cardinals held the NFL's Flag Regionals. This is where the winners will head off to Canton, Ohio, which is where the Hall of Fame is. It's a great time. If you've never been, you definitely should. But let's congratulate these girls for getting out there and playing flag football, creating a new era of female athletes. This flag football is now becoming a official recognized sport among colleges now. Like high schools have pretty much all adopted, is what it seems like. And now there are colleges working to add the programs as official college sports. So this is great news because it's paving the way for these women to make their way up through the ranks. We know that on the horizon there, the NFL has pro flag football ambitions. If you go to the Hall of Fame, you can see the women's uniforms. They're pretty great, or at least the first inkling. But yeah, pretty exciting. Keep up the great work, girls. Go get them. Coincidentally, it happens to be Women's History Month, which, in case you didn't know, has been around since 1980 as an official National Women's Month. It didn't require any sort of executive order to be signed. It already happened. It's already here. It's an annual event that we celebrate yearly. But hey, as long as we're celebrating, I guess that's all that matters. Talking about celebrations, earlier this week, Michael and Sophia Wilson announced they have a baby on the way. Yay! That's so exciting. There is zero doubt in my mind that this baby is not only going to be beautiful, but it's going to be talented. Their father, obviously, Michael Wilson, extraordinary wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals, and his beautiful wife, Sophia, she happens to be a soccer player, a professional soccer player. So we know this baby is going to be it. Congratulations, Michael and Sophia. Next, here's an event. The Cardinals have partnered with State Farm Stadium for a Good Neighbor car seat safety fair. Join in on the fun March 16th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on the Great Lawn at State Farm Stadium. There'll be players out and about. There'll be car seat safety experts, child safety experts. I'm sure there'll be fun little prizes, games, and swag as well. But you do need to sign up for this. So visit the Cardinals on X, or you can click the link in the description. I'll make sure it gets pasted in there for you. But save your spot, March 16th. And there you have the latest headlines, except as I was hitting record, I saw a tweet pop through from the Cardinals. The Cardinals have re-signed long snapper Aaron Brewer, and they have re-signed safety Joey Blount. So there you go. two new re-signed Arizona Cardinals. It happened 34 minutes ago. If you're not following the Arizona Cardinals on the app formerly known as Twitter, I highly recommend that you do. And I highly recommend that you follow me at Kelly in Phoenix and the pod at Sick Pod Kelly. And also be sure to check out all of the podcasts on the Sick Podcast Network. Let's talk about the free agency right now. The NFC West is already starting to look very different for this coming season. Just right off the top of my head, Deebo Samuel traded, no longer on the 49ers. Tyler Lockett released from the Seahawks. DK Metcalf requesting a trade from the Seahawks. Let's talk about some of these other free agents, not necessarily asking for a trade. Wait, this one is asking for a trade, actually. These rumors are just constantly swirling. We've also heard about the notion of Bengals All-Pro defensive end Trey Hendrickson. He's requested a trade from the Broncos, and a lot of people think that he'd be a great fit for the Cardinals. There's even more chatter about this defensive tackle Milton Williams coming to the Cardinals, being heavily pursued by the Cardinals. According to Johnny Venerable from the PHX Cardinals podcast, the Cardinals are very much in quotes, on Eagles defensive tackle Milton Williams now that he's hit the free agency. But also, let me just say this, we're not the only ones out there chasing him. The Broncos, the Patriots, they're also expected to pay big for their next talent. And that's exactly what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to spend. People knew that. And it seems like the Cardinals are prepared to spend. So maybe we will end up with a Trey Hendrickson or a Milton Williams. Shoot, even the Eagles defensive end Josh Sweat, he's available in the free agency right now. What rumors have you been hearing? I definitely want to hear what you know. So hit me up on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, at Kelly in Phoenix, and let's chat about it. Let's talk about the draft. Considering how much the Cardinals improved last season, considering how the landscape is definitely changing for the NFC West this season, I think the Cardinals have an amazing opportunity here. First and foremost, everybody's saying that we need an edge. I personally have felt comfortable at edge, but I'm not a coach. I'm not an expert. I'm a fanalist, just a fan like you, sharing my 2 cents. If the experts say we need an edge, then perhaps we should listen. Zach Gershman, a writer for azcardinals.com, has put together a mock draft tracker that tracks where the experts are picking NFL mock drafts for the Cardinals. So we have the 16th pick in the first round. Most people are saying we need an edge. This edge would likely be Mike Green out of Marshall. Now, edge, like I said, people keep saying that we need edge. It seems as if it's been an elusive position for the Cardinals. So perhaps beefing up this position is going to make a big difference for us. Who knows? There's a lot to talk about there. And that's not the only edge that the experts see potentially for the 16th pick for the Cardinals in the first round. Michael Williams out of Georgia is another name that's been tossed around. So Michael Williams is 6'5", 265 pounds. It's been said that he has the physical traits in place to become a prolific sack artist. That's out of USA Today. Some other names being floated around are linebacker Jalen Walker, also out of Georgia, defensive tackle Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, and defensive tackle Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. So this is all according to azcardinals.com. It's a tracker that is taking quotes from the top analysts from NFL.com, USA Today, PFF, and gathering them all together in one article. There was also some tweeting about ESPN's Jordan Reed did a mock draft where the Cardinals landed defensive tackle Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, followed by Ariante Ursary out of Minnesota, tackle. Bobrak from PHX Cardinals podcast says, can't argue with Grant and Ursary would be a solid option as the Cards' RT of the future. Right tackle, another elusive position for us for sure. And finally, let's talk Cam Skattebo. Everybody fell in love with Cam during the college football championships. Nobody expected ASU to do what they did, and nobody expected to see playing out of Cam Skattebo like they did. It was an absolute clinic, several different positions, all heart, all result. And it broke at the combine that Skattebo did have an informal interview with the Cardinals. He will be visiting the Cardinals facility prior to the draft in April. But here's my thought. Do the Cardinals need Cam Skattebo? I feel like our running back room is already very crowded unless they see him playing at some sort of other position. I don't know what else to say, but there was a lot of talk about that. And here's a quote from Cam Skattebo at the draft. He says, "I'm physical. People don't think I'm as fast as I am, but I am fast. Punish the defender because they don't want to do it for quarters. My objective at the end of the day is to get into the end zone." So very physical player, Cam Skattebo. He mentions that he's fast. There's been a lot of speculation that he's not as fast as he says he is, and he had an opportunity to clear that up at the combine. However, he did not. Cam Skattebo chose not to run the 40-yard dash, still leaving that speed speculation out there. He did, however, do the vertical jump and had the second highest vertical jump out of all the RBs in this upcoming class. That's all I have for you this week. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to catch you again next week. I'm saying hope a lot, but I do also hope to have Donnie Druin, Cardinals beat reporter, in as a guest to share some of the things that he's been learning since returning from the combine. So I'll see you next week. Bye.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.